I guess I've never really made a man vs. machine video, huh? I like MVM, but unless you manage to get 6 friends who all want to play in boot camp, the only way I've really found to have a good time in MVM is to buy the tickets and play man up. At least then people have some idea of what they're doing and won't leave after 5 minutes. Even then though, Valve hasn't updated the game mode with new stuff since 2013, and you're most likely going to have these same team setups pretty much every game. 1 scout, 1 soldier, 1 demo, 1 heavy, 1 engineer, and 1 medic. It's not like Pyro, Sniper, and Spy are bad in Man vs. Machine, it's just that the other classes are a little more straightforward in their roles, and more consistent, I guess. And you don't get kicks for playing them. That's why the gameplay is not man up. I don't want to have to deal with, change class or kick the spy. But Medic wasn't always a staple of the MVM team. Before he was given the shield ability and the ability to revive, a lot of teams usually opted for another heavy, or sometimes soldier, just usually not a medic. And the beauty of balancing for Man vs. Machine is that you only need to balance for one side. It doesn't matter if the robots are having fun. They're not sentient yet. They don't have rights. So it's kind of a shame to see Spy, Sniper, and Pyro still take a back seat when Medic was given a lot of upgrades. Honestly, it would just be nice not to be kicked for playing them. Maybe, just maybe, we could make these characters better. They're not bad, they could be better, you know? So what about the Pyro? In Man vs. Machine, Afterburn isn't really that important. You're usually going to try to kill the robot outright. So why not reduce the price of both the plus 25% burn damage and plus 25% burn time upgrades from 250 to just 100? We're practically giving them away. And as long as we're on price cuts, in early waves, Pyro kind of gets blown back if you don't invest in resistances, but then in early waves, you're not doing as much damage if you're investing in resistances. So reduce the plus 25% damage upgrade for flamethrowers from 400 to 300. Now you can more easily invest in resistances and damage. It's quite literally a fire damage sale. I thought it was funny. Then with all those price cuts, you'd now be able to afford a new upgrade. How about a plus 25% flamethrower reach for your primary weapon? This would cost 400 credits with a max of 4 upgrades. So at the 4th upgrade, your flamethrower would now have double the reach. I'm kind of surprised this wasn't an upgrade to begin with. But doing a quick search, I'm not even sure that any Pyro robots have increased fire length. So it might not be possible, or at least easy to program such a thing. But for the sake of argument, let's say it is. This is hypothetical anyway. And having a flamethrower with double the range would probably help Pyro a lot, I would think. And one quick thing with an individual weapon, the Phlogiston Aider was nerfed specifically for this game mode. It takes much more damage to gain moomph versus robots and tanks than it does against players. And before the nerf, the Pyro had a unique role of being a tank killer. One Pyro could basically solo kill a tank with a Flog because of how easy it was to get the crits. I think nerfing it was fine to an extent, but they went a bit overboard. You're sacrificing your ability to reset the bomb with Air Blast to become kind of a tank counter. Currently, the Phlogiston Aider takes 300 damage to fill the moomph against players, but it takes 4 times that against robots at 1,200, and 10 times that against tanks at 3,000. I'd say reduce the damage needed against robots from 1,200 to 900, which is 3 times, and against tanks from 3,000 to 1,500, which is 5 times, and there, it's back to being a good weapon. And with the Sniper, a decent Sniper is capable of dealing a ton of damage once he starts getting upgrades. But again, like Pyro, he does seem to be a little lackluster in the early waves, at least compared to some of the other classes. So again, like Pyro, I say reduce the cost of the plus 25% damage upgrade for primary weapons from 400 to 300 credits. Alright, the main problem I see with Sniper in MVM is mostly just that you're giving up another class on your team to use him. And then you gotta hope that the person that's using him is decent. Sniper is going to be in the back, away from the battle. That's just the way Sniper plays. So the amount of work he's doing isn't always super obvious. Other than the red money from headshots, I guess. But you know how we can make Sniper more of a team player? More of a supporter to the players on the front line? Give him an upgrade that on headshot kill, robots drop health and ammo. At the cost of 500 credits and a max of 3 upgrades, each upgrade would increase the size of the health kits and the ammo packs. Starting with the smallest and increasing to the full-size ones at 3 upgrades. That way, as long as you're getting headshots, you can provide a constant flow of health and ammo to your teammates up front. Potentially a little too good, but maybe that's what the Sniper needs, you know? Also, while we're here, backpack items can't be upgraded, so why not just give him the minus 30% push force on a wearer? So that's for the Razorback, the Danger Shield, and the Cozy Camper, and it would cost 100 credits and can be upgraded 3 times. That way you won't be getting bounced around as much by explosives or something. Yeah. If you ask me, and you didn't, but I would probably say Spy is currently the weakest class for Man vs. Machine. Not useless, just, I don't know, more work for less gain. His better upgrades are kind of expensive. The Sapper isn't too great because it takes a while to recharge, and he doesn't have a lot of health, and he has to get really close to the robots. I admittedly don't play MVM that much, so I could be wrong or missing something. But either way, I don't think anyone would be opposed to Man vs. Machine Spy buffs. I've always found the armor penetration and Sapper power upgrades to be a little bit too expensive, so cut their prices by 50 each. That way, armor penetration goes from 400 to 350, and Sapper power goes from 350 to 300. And okay, what if, hear me out for a second, what if we gave Spy a similar default ability to the Scouts, where he has increased money range and heals from it? But obviously, it can't be as good as the Scouts. We make Spy's range increase about half of what the Scouts is, and the amount he heals about 20% of what the Scout would get. So where Scout would heal 50 HP, Spy would only heal 10. Why do we do this? Because, well, I mean, Spy is generally going to be around the spawning area of the robots, so we could do the old sap and stab. And that's where a lot of the money starts piling up early on. Why not allow the Spy to help the team and himself by picking up that cash? That way, he could aid Scout with the cash collection, but his abilities don't really come close to completely matching Scout's. Then maybe add some miscellaneous upgrades like a plus 25% damage for melees. Spy gets the 2 seconds of crit upgrade for melees, but not the damage increase like Demo Man does. This way, it allows Spy to get more damage out of the knife in combination with those crits. For 200 credits with a max of 4 upgrades. And for some reason, the Sapper doesn't have a faster recharge upgrade like any other rechargeable weapon. The Sapper takes 15 seconds to recharge, which is a little bit faster than Girardi and Mad Milk, so have the 15% faster recharge cost more. 350 credits with a max of 4 upgrades. That way, at the max recharge rate, you get a Sapper every 6 seconds. That helps a lot, I would imagine. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know that any of these changes would change the meta of Man vs. Machine, but it's at least fun to theorize about what could make the underused classes better. So hey, what do you think? What other ideas could there be? It is fun to think about because you don't have to think about how annoying it is for the robots to fight like you would for a player versus player, you know? You got that? So you can do anything, right? As long as it's programmable. Even then, that doesn't really matter for just a hypothetical thing. But alright, my voice sounds funny because I'm not sick. I just feel like it. It's hot in here. I'm dying. Alright, I'm dead. This video's over.